Hello and welcome to episode 57 of our Timberborn Update 6 Waterbeavers playthrough, Cycle 65, Day 2. It's been a little bit since we've been in this series, but it's good to be back, and hopefully to make some good improvements and changes in today's episode. We are in the process, and we are deeply mired in said process, of attempting to make hauler bots, which are going to require some processors, which we're currently working on gathering materials for, including endothermic essence and silicon metal ingots that are currently not being produced tremendously fast. We're also in the process of making this bot assembler, which is just about ready to go with the exception of metal blocks, which have been kind of a thorn in our side for the past forever in this playthrough. So we're going to try to improve some stuff. We also have this basic nuclear reactor that's in the process of being made, which we are going to need the power that it makes to be able to power this bot assembler. But, you know, you can't really decide which beavers take which items to which construction site unless you prioritize them, or just pause the stuff you know you're not going to be able to make at this exact moment in time. So, seeing how our power is currently sufficient, I think in the interest of actually making bots, I'm going to, just for right now, pause the basic nuclear reactor construction, let them try to focus getting the metal into the bot assembler, because if we're able to make processors with any degree of expedience, we're going to have hauler bots, and that's going to help so many more things than having an extra 3,000 HP worth of power. So again, we need endothermic essence, and we need silicon metal ingots. So let's go over here to our downriver district, where this high temperature foundry is currently making silicon metal ingots. And, you know, we don't have any right now, but in just, I guess, maybe about 2 days, a little less than 2 days, this batch will be finished and will give us 3 silicon metal ingots. It's just going to take some time, so we'll let them take care of that. As far as endothermic essence is concerned, we come over here to our, not goods consumption, goods production. There we go. Scroll down to where endothermic essence is supposed to be, and you see that we don't have anything actually producing it. And that is, I believe, if I remember correctly, because these distilleries here are all set to do other stuff, like making pollution resistance factor or chestnut beer into strong alcohol. And I don't think we have another distillery. Forgive me, there's a whole lot of stuff going on in this mod. I don't remember everything, very obviously. But we can take a look-see and find if we have a third one, and we do. It's under construction, though, and it is set to make endothermic essence. That is what I thought we'd done. But wouldn't you know it, it's missing scrap metal. Everything's missing scrap metal. Oh, boy. But we do have scrap metal, kind of, technically, over here. So this might be kind of dumb, but I had the idea that we could probably speed this process along just a tiny bit if we were willing to do some kind of stupid nonsense here. And if you know anything about this channel, then you know that we kind of have a brand for doing stupid nonsense at this point. And, oh man, see, I'm trying to avoid building ladders because those require metal blocks. But yeah, the stairs and the spiral staircases kind of make things hard, depending on how you want to build them. So I know this is suboptimal. However, it will allow us to get access to this 30 count scrap metal there. That is not where the path goes. Where's my path thing gone? Have I just completely lost my mind? How do I lay paths? Oh no, this is okay, here it is. All right. Oh, how in the world did I miss that? All right, we're just, yeah, okay. We're yeah. Oh, I have to remember where things are because I've been playing the regular game this entire time. Okay, all right. Let's just give these things a little bit of a priority here. We've been spending a lot of time, for those of you who aren't watching the other series, in the 1.0 experimental world. So my last 3 videos I made have been in that, and I have to remember where all this stuff goes. Yeah, if we just prioritize this a tiny bit, we'll have some endothermic essence made kind of in the same area as the bot assembler. And then once we can actually, you know, churn out the processors, which once this is up and running and we can get silicon metal ingots brought in, should, in theory, be kind of a fast thing. We have nuclear fuel. We have robot parts. We don't have a ton of robot parts, but we do have enough over here to make at least a couple of bots. And it should be good. Just got to let them do what they're going to do. So let's put this on triple speed. Let that be what it's going to be and continue on to something else. So this is probably a good time to ask the community at large. There's been a few people in the comments who have said I should go ahead and just merge the downriver district back into the main one and then move all the balloons that are over here into the district in the corner. I personally think that is a good idea in terms of getting everything kind of whatever word you want to apply there. Because the district crossings are just, ugh. It takes so long to get everything done. If we merged all of this mess back into all of this mess, then at the very least we wouldn't have to worry about district crossings. That would free up, someone, I think in the comments estimated about 20-something jobs. Well, there's 10 here, there's 10 here, there's 4 here, and there's 4 here. So that would be 28 jobs. I think that's probably the number they said. And the way things are set up now, I think, honestly, it just makes sense for us to do that. But I don't want to do it without, you know, at least most of you guys wanting that to be done. I will, however, just go ahead and start moving the balloons all over here. I kind of started that process by putting some more up here. And that obviously is just going to be so much better. So much better to have over in this area. I just want to make sure this is in the same kind of spot. Yeah, so I'll build another 2 of those there. I can't quite fit a third, but we could blow that up at some other point in time. It's just one of those things where, you know, we probably just should have done this at the start to begin with. At the start to begin with. There you go. Good job. Did I have that? Yeah, okay. Just waiting on logs. Yep. It just, this stuff takes so long, and I know that's how it is, but I'm getting kind of tired of waiting. And I know you guys are too. We also probably at some point should build another one of these Clockwork Hydroponic Everblossom farms. There's a reason why I hadn't done that, and I'm attempting to remember. It's probably... it was the Clockwork Robotic Controllers that I can't really make because I'm attempting to make processors here. And I do have blueprints to make another ENS, but as I've discussed previously, making an additional stack of library books that can be compressed takes a long time. Well, everything takes a long time. You just kind of have to be ready for stuff to not be completely dumb. Alright, so we are getting more scrap metal here. And the scrap metal does not need to be turned into metal blocks to be useful in the construction of the distillery, which is right here and also prioritized. So I'm thinking that's going to help substantially. In the advanced sawmill, we are currently making a bunch of planks, which we do have. We also, at some point, need to make deluxe stew. That is a very important thing for us to produce. And that can be made in the mechanized kitchen house. It makes a 50 batch at once. And, you know, taking a look at our ingredients, we do have cabbages. We do have pumpkins. Technically, they're just being turned into other stuff. We got mushrooms. We've got nenifars. We don't have a ton, but, you know, we can make more, depending on how we want to harvest things. Chestnuts, we really shouldn't have any problem with chestnuts. We have over 400 here in the ingredients tab. Green peas, we've got 2,000 of those. Lotus flowers, we got brambles, and we have water, so probably should think about switching at least one of the mechanized kitchen houses over to deluxe stew. And the good thing is, well, there's a lot of good things, but the fried rice and the vegetable stew and the mushroom stew, all of basically the same ingredients with the exception of rice and sunflower oil as the deluxe stew. So everything that's over here in our stack of stuff, making the fried rice and the mushroom stew, and I guess we're not making vegetable stew over here. I thought we were. But, you know, we can change one of these over to deluxe stew and just let it be what it's going to be. Or Probably the better option, honestly. Build another mechanized kitchen house on top of this mess and just keep this party going. If making large quantities of food is a party, at least. So, yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do, at least for right now, is put another layer of that stuff there. Let them do what they got to do and just move on from there. Now, we do need to have a medium cauldron for that, and I have 10. Okay, cool. Didn't think I actually had enough for that. So we'll let that be what it's going to be. Going to set that to deluxe stew. This is for fried rice. This is for mushroom stew, which means I need another hand of soup. And I think at this point we can do a little bit of additional terraforming here. Put another hand of soup right here. So if I remove these berry bushes, which honestly we don't really need to be worried that much about these. The medical bed for injuries doesn't need to be here. There's a beaver in here right now. There's not one in this one. And there's not one in this one. The reason I removed that one is so I could take this out. Alright, you're out of here. This is a kind of important thoroughfare here, but if we remove this, they can still get across. It's just, you know, kind of an annoying process. But I remove this thing here. This Mechanics Lodge also can definitely go away. Get those gears out of here. I know we have a whole lot of gear storage somewhere. I got another couple hundred. Just get these things removed. Then instead of having this natural bridge here, since I'm going to have another hand of soup, I need to make sure that's going to be an actual... okay, thumbs are on the outside. Yes, I did have to look at my own hands to, to verify that. I promise I'm a real human being. Yeah, I think it was already time to get rid of this stuff anyway. We'll let them do that. The other hand will go here, and then all I'm going to have to do to get across this way is, if I am remembering correctly... this might be a little bit of cheese. Might be just a little bit of cheese, but it is going to work. And that is what matters. Right there. Put that path right there. That'll still afford us the same connectivity, even if it is, again, a little bit of cheese. You know, just a duck under this rope here. It's structural, super important so the bridge doesn't collapse. No big deal. Call that a normal Tuesday. Okay, 9 metal blocks. This has not gone as fast as I've wanted it to. That's fine. Elevator to the Abyss is elevating to the Abyss. Getting Ruins Exploration, we have this thing that's supposed to be getting human relics. And it is, just kind of slowly because we aren't having enough tools yet. And I believe over at here at one point in time... Yeah, I am making tools here, so what's the holdup? Wouldn't you know it? It's scrap metal. Who'da thunk it? Well, this guy is trying hard. Hopefully. If not, then he's fired, but seems to be doing okay. Once this basic nuclear reactor is put in place, which is also going to take some time, then this becomes a little bit easier to get metal out of here. We do still have this bad water source that will eventually probably also be a basic nuclear reactor. Again, we'll see what happens. We just kind of have to force certain things to do certain things at certain times, and then move on from there. We are still making glacially slow process over here. I guess I can't really say that because we only needed 5 more planks to get that one finished, and then some sawdust. Same kind of stuff is happening there. That's fine. That has the blueprints. Good. I've got just the 2 balloons over here, and they are both Folktales Trading, getting sunflower seeds. This one is Jungle Beavers. So I think just to keep things simple, I will have this set to be yeah. Here are Folktales, sunflower seeds again. I just make that easier. This is currently polar beavers for human meat. In the process of getting more of that, this is insect larvae, which we do need for the firefly grooming stations. Yeah, I would just wish this would go a little bit faster. Oh, they've been busy over here, I'll tell you what. That's going to get blown up. 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 And this I should leave alone until they have everything else in there. Keep in mind that I was in the process of blasting this all the way down so we can have another set of tree nursery stuff over here. And then this is an abyss that can also be used for large quantities of storage or other purposes once we get to that point. These guys have just been kind of busy making explosives and putting all sorts of fun stuff over here. I'm going to keep watching this until it is annoying. 12 out of 20 metal blocks. 21 out of 75, that's better. Not great, but it is better. We also have this over here. I was going to put a second high temperature foundry in place, but I don't have the space for that quite yet. Everything else, you know, is honestly looking pretty okay. Yeah, don't really have much room to complain. We're not using all of our rice, because we have all of this backed up. And while I do have 2,100 rice balls, I have storage for 10,000 of them. I don't necessarily have to fill that, but you know how it goes. Beavers are going to keep beavering until they can't beaver anymore. 13. Okay, good. Good. We're getting closer. Slowly. Very slowly. So I got all these extra... Oh, I'm down to 100 vacancies. So I have 43 incapacitated, 13 severe injuries, and 16 regular injuries. And I know I got rid of... where was I? Over here, yeah. I got rid of a couple of these medical beds. But I think long term... See, we're making antibiotics. That's full. Let's do surgery kits. That'll help with some of the injuries. I know we probably don't have all these things anyway. But it can't hurt. It can't hurt. We just need to be making more of everything. I know, eternal problem. I'm sure there are some of you who are just as frustrated as I am, if not more, that we still aren't making a whole lot of this stuff. But remember, everything takes time. I don't just keep saying it because I think it's a funny bit. It's actually the truth. That's the wrong orientation. Let's put that there. And then... Oh, come on. There we go. Put that there. Yes, I recognize this is dumb, but I need them to be able to get up here, and that is the easiest and fastest way to get that done. Cool. Only 4 more metal blocks. And processor-wise, we have silicon metal ingots. Ah, that's right. It's the endothermic essence we're waiting on. So it's good to know that that's working. I was kind of worried that was going to be a problem, but it seems to be just fine. Okay, see, now they've got to get all this stuff in here, and I do have a storage for balloon that has a balloon in it, so you know that's not going to be a problem. We have sky exploration, we have planks, and metal fasteners. Well, we have a storage for it, but it says 0. And we have 224, so that will eventually get taken care of. I know that, for sure. So that's fine. We made any more progress? No? Okay, let's just leave that alone then. Oh boy, but this is ready to blow, so let's hit B for boom. Magnificent. So we're still not quite at the point where we can build another tree nursery just yet. We do have the exotic seeds, though. I've got 93 of those. I should probably make sure I'm not actually getting any more of those currently. Nope, shut those off. That's good. So, you know, I could build it. I actually could, but I have to move these mushrooms somewhere. And that is going to take time as well. I've got this making brambles, that's making berries. Brambles, and only 1 making mushrooms. But it has the materials, and it is something that can function without workers, so I guess that's fine. It's just one of those, you need more haulers to do your job correctly, and, I'm trying. What's that, Rick and Morty? Oh, I'm trying. I haven't watched that show in like 10 years. Let's see. What's the flooded building? Is that the... Oh, that's that thing on the other corner over there. I feel like we've talked about most of this stuff already. And where's my stack of... Okay, here it is. They haven't started... They haven't finished this, rather. Too far from a district and cannot be reached by... Ah. Well, you know, that would probably explain why. Let's fix that real quick before they finish building this and it turns into a problem. Yeah, that is, that's on me. That's on me. I can't be mad at the beavers for that one. And I do have this rooftop terrace here that I probably should remove to put another stack of ingredient storage. Let's just check this again. Yep, I've got, I don't have cabbage storage. What? How do I not have cabbage storage over here? I'm trying to get this all in one frame. Okay. So, for deluxe stew, I do not have cabbage storage. I do not have pumpkin storage. I do have mushroom storage. I do not see none of our storage over here. Chestnuts, I do have. Green peas, we have a huge quantity just right there off screen. I've got lotuses. Okay, so brambles, cabbages, and pumpkins are what I need to have over here. Brambles, cabbage, pumpkins. See, that's something I could very easily build additional large storages on top of here. And depending on how I want to play with my suspension bridges, I could pretty easily get that done. Okay, those aren't that expensive. Aren't that hard to build. Cabbages definitely can go over here. That would be a very good thing to have. And see, now I have to go back and look at these recipes again. Well, we're not going to need rice storage over here if we're only going to be making deluxe stew, but we do need to have all of the different types of food represented. Okay, yeah, I'll make this one Nennefer storage. That might encourage them to actually, you know, get more of those out. I didn't have any Nennefer storage? Okay, well, you know what? That would explain quite a bit. That is honestly a pretty egregious own goal on my part. Okay. Well, you know, that's the way it goes. Can I put one of these on every single level? Okay, that seems, you know what? I'm just gonna accept that this is allowed even if it's not supposed to be, and we can just move on from there. So, mushroom stew, got mushroom stew, got fried rice, got fried rice. We're not making vegetable stew at all. Okay. B for boom. D for demolish. Yes, the 1.0 experimental release does have new hotkeys that will cause B for boom to be kind of a bygone era here. We'll see. We'll see though. I've got some ideas. All right. Fried rice, mushroom stew, and this one can of course be for deluxe. And vegetable stew probably will end up going over here at some point. But you know, it's nice to have both hands here with the thumbs on the correct side. It's always good. This seems to be working fine once this back piece is put in. Ah, yes. How could I have guessed anything other than metal blocks would be the problem here? Well, we're close, though. 18 out of 20. And, okay, scrap metal's not quite as fast. But at least, you know, at least they can work here. The most ridiculous pathing possible, but hey. I'll take it. That's fine. So in terms of metal blocks, we should, I mean, hopefully within the next, like, little bit, we'll have this assembler done, and then, well, whenever we can manage to get endothermic essence going, and this will be fine, too. We do have everything else we need. Yeah, you know what? Actually, yeah, we've got enough to make several. And I don't think I should be worried about anything else for this except just waiting, so that's fine. We already blew all this up. Talked about why I can't get rid of these yet, because we don't have enough GMO growing labs. I do have a single bachelor's in agronomy left that I could be using. And the mushroom GMO thing, this is a very good recipe. But if I'm not certain I can have mushroom juice at all times... Oh, I got almost 500 of that. Alright, you know what? You know what? It's not worth sitting here hemming and hawing about, oh, I don't know if we can get this done. It's like, no. We're going to get it done. I just have to have more ladders. Which, guess what? Ladders take metal blocks. I know, shocking revelation. But in this case, I think it's going to be worth putting in another 3 of these. Just get this up here. And then I can build another one over here. I just have to have another, you know, bachelor's in agronomy, which is going to take some time. For the sake of what we're doing... Oh, isn't that frothy? Look at that. Oh, that's horrifying. Oh, gross. I love it. This I'm going to switch over to mushrooms, and then this one at the top can be brambles. Just so we can go ahead and have that started, because all the resources are right there. Alright, I know they have to have this done at some point soon, because I see those metal blocks pop in and pop out, so somebody is carrying metal blocks. We're just going to have to wait and see who it is, and when they actually get this thing taken care of. Okay, yeah, that's still incredibly slow. Who's got the metal blocks? Don't make me sit here for the next 10 minutes and, you know, keep the camera in one spot or anything. I need to see this completed as soon as physically possible. Hey, at least they're restocking the rice, though. That's very good to see, because we have to make more cereal bars. Well, you know, we only have 140-something of them. Okay, yeah, they're not going to have that done in any amount of time. Here I go, going right past this thing again. Ready for deluxe stew. They still have not built this. Come on, let me click on the letter. There we go. Because we're waiting on metal blocks. Which, hey, guess what? This is supposed to be making them, but it doesn't have enough scrap metal. Same story here. And over here, we're still making silicon metal ingots. I mean, we do need to have these, so I'm going to keep this going. But if we can have this taken care of at some point kind of soon, then I think we're going to be in business, folks. And to make this, do I have another, that's the agronomy. Yeah, I don't have the metallurgy degree. I just remembered that. And it's also 100 metal blocks, so you know how that goes. Oh, it's only 8% of the way to it, too. How many of these do I have in the whole thing? Oh, I can't remember where any of this stuff is kept. I mean, I have enough to make a couple of bots. I shouldn't feel super... Why is there still no metal blocks delivered? Come on, man. Oh, don't make me a liar. I can do that plenty of times on my own. I don't need the game's help for that. Just because this is already started, already consumed a substantial quantity of these materials, I'm going to have to remember in about 3.5 days to turn this back to scrap metal. Maybe by that point in time, the rest of this dynamite will be put in place. Who knows? Do I dare check? Nope, they have not finished that. But, you know, we do have storage for the rest of these things that are going to be required for the deluxe stew. And I think that's a good change. Even if it's kind of an ugly storage tower, I think it's fine. It'll work at least. Please be more than 18 metal blocks. That is a negative. What about over here? Oh, good. This one is in the process of getting us some more sunflower seeds. And this one is in the process of waiting for a balloon. And I am 99% sure I do not have any extra balloons. And I know, there's a couple of you told me that I needed to do balloons. But I didn't have balloons ready. And I didn't want to detour everybody else. So now I get to wait another 6 days. Yes, I know. You are correct. You have done absolutely nothing wrong. Yeah, they're not going to be able to build this for quite a while yet, but in terms of incapacitated beavers, we're still sitting at 40. So maybe the clinic can't make this stuff. Yep, waiting on tools. All right. That is unfortunately also tied to the metal production. Oh, and I thought I was going to fix this by having this in this other district. Oh, wouldn't you know it? It's waiting on scrap metal. This is waiting on iron ore. This is waiting on coal. This is waiting on coal. So why can't they just share their materials with each other? Huh. None of these have the... Okay. Let's check here. Okay, so that's very full of coal. It can't run anymore. That's not a problem because I need coal in, like, one of those. And this is full of iron ore. So why are they not taking it out of here and putting it in all these storages here that aren't full? Is that another issue of the haulers in this district just cannot possibly do everything? How many do I even have in this district? Those are builder lodges. Those are builder lodges. I know I have the hauling tower. Oh, there's nobody here. Now, how did this happen? The answer is probably because I have all these beavers in the foundry doing all this garbage. That's probably exactly what happened. Ugh, another compelling argument to just combine all these into one district again. Wouldn't you know it, it still says 18 metal blocks. What a time, huh? Alright, well. What am I supposed to do about this? Oh, hey! This is ready to go. Alright, alright. Oh, did I miss one here? I absolutely did. Okay, well, I'm sure there's a reason for that I don't remember. And I was going to put in this stuff here as well. I know this is not the most efficient way to do this, but it's going to be the easiest one that I can just kind of leave alone for a while. Thank you, autosave. Yeah, we'll just do one of these again. It's fine. I mean, they can work on this while I'm still making everything else. Come on, endothermic essence. Come on, this thing. I need... oh, I need scrap metal. I need these guys to figure it out. 56%. But it doesn't really matter if they can't actually build anything. Alright. Let's find out what's happening to all of our metal blocks. We go into consumption here. Oh, it's a whole lot of scrolling. My scroll wheel is crying in pain. Okay, so the underground factory operating team to make the drill bits is important. But they're also not making any drill bits because they don't have enough metal blocks. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to hit pause. Those 5 metal blocks are going to come out, and they better go here. Let's get this thing super prioritized. They can at least do that, and then the rest of those can go to make a ladder. Because in terms of drill bits, I only have 3. Well, that should be kind of okay for a while. I do have these factories that can make drill bits. This one's set to make anvils, and it can't even finish that because it doesn't have enough scrap metal. Oh boy. Because this one needs the anvil, which I do not have. Because of reasons. There's been a lot of discussion in the comments about, oh, look at all this stuff, about how that mechanic has worked with the district crossing and buildings that have demands and have supply and all this other stuff. And you basically, you have to gaslight the game into thinking that something is where it's not for it to actually go there, is my interpretation of all that. I don't know, I feel like it's... Some of that theory is maybe 2 or 3 standard deviations above my brain power. And that's just how that goes. But I think I kind of understand where this is going. B. Let's get that high temperature foundry back in here. Make sure that is actually the correct orientation. And it is. They can do everything except put in the Masters of Metallurgy. And obviously the metal blocks are going to be a problem. But not forever. We just need to be able to make actual scrap metal. And somehow get all this stuff out of here. Because I have iron ore and coal sitting here. They just won't bring it over here. They won't do it. Which is probably my fault in some way. Okay, alright, what gives? What gives? The metal blocks are still in here. They took everything else out except metal blocks. Now, is this one of those things where I don't have storage for metal blocks in this district? Because that would honestly be kind of funny. I mean, in practice, it would make me quite upset because I've been waiting a very long time. But in actuality, it would be very on brand for that to be why this is happening. You know what? Yeah, okay, I deserve that. So while we're waiting on that, we have a lot of these natural overhangs, viaducts, whatever, and you guys have been begging me to do something with them this entire time. And I just honestly have not had the manpower, the beaver power, or whatever to do much of this. But at some point I'm just going to have to do it. So, if we get these blockages removed, we can either remove these things entirely, or we can kind of utilize them as a path to get all the way down here, because this is basically completely continuous. And guess what we can put up here? We can put rooftop terraces, we can put Peacock, which actually, do I still have a Peacock down here? I'm going to assume the answer to that question is no, and I'm going to put a Peacock court right here. And then I'm going to put a rooftop terrace right there, and then we can have a pathway going all the way down here. And I'm going to have that continue all the way down here. And at some point, this will actually connect to everything it's supposed to connect to. This is still that main district, so this might be kind of a stupid thing to do here, but I'm just going to... I didn't know they could do that from up there. I'm just going to get this connected. Oh, I love lag. Okay. Delicious. Okay, so I've got metal storage. Oh, yes, they have built... They have built the bot assembler. Oh, yes. Very good. Now we just have to have another 36 scrap metal to get that thing done. We're getting closer and closer, friends. And now it's time to check on this mess. Okay, guess what? You're making scrap metal now. Fantastic. Fantastic. Oh, I love the phantom glow here. It's hilarious. Oh, they're getting this in here pretty quick. And now that this can make scrap metal, I hope this helps solve so many more of our problems. You know how it goes, though. Nothing is ever guaranteed. Alright, we're stocking this up with the nuclear fuel and the robot parts. That is good. That means as soon as we have processors, then we're going to have somewhere for those guys to get built. Which means we also have to build the standby area. They have to go somewhere. It employs 20 of the hauling bots. And it doesn't really matter where this goes, in theory. As long as they don't have anything to do, they will go there. But there's so many things to do, I don't think it's going to be that big of a problem. It is a 5x5, which does pose an issue. You know, I can also just put it here. That is kind of the whole point of why this is the size that it is. But this is going to be much more valuable as a farm space. So recognizing that it has to go somewhere, I think for where we are now, I can kind of get away with just doing this. Just put it right there. It's a relatively cheap building, all things considered. It has to exist somewhere. So if I did one of those, and I have a decent amount of dynamite actually. I can just start blasting the rest of this out and then make a connection somewhere. And at some point this will be done, probably before we build our first bot, I would hope. I don't know why I bother clicking on this when the distillery is the thing that absolutely must be finished. Okay, yeah, we've got scrap metal here. They just need to bring it across, which I know is kind of a tall ask. Of course, that's waiting on balloons. How's my balloon crafter doing? That's making dynamite. There we go. Ah, no tools. Who could have seen that coming? Well, as soon as we get scrap metal over here, then that's going to help solve a whole lot of our problems. What about our Tower of Fun over here? Okay, this is finished. Mechanized kitchen house needs to be put in place. And as far as cabbages, green peas. Oh, I need pumpkins. I need pumpkins. And the pumpkin chips are... they're okay, but... I think the pumpkins would be much better for the deluxe stew. So what I will do is I'll let them finish this batch. And I think I'm going to pause this cooking tent, and they can take everything else everywhere else. I know this doesn't have to have workers in it, so we can just kind of sit here and wait for that to show 0. And then hit the pause button. Just a moment here. There we go. Wait, why is it still going? Okay, whatever. I'm just going to let the building keep doing what it's doing, but I want them to take those pumpkins out of there. Which means I have to have another storage for pumpkins. And honestly, these things over here probably should all be in large or medium or whatever size storages. So, I'll tell you what. I don't have a lot of pumpkins right now. And the quantities for all of this, it's actually about even. Yeah, but the pumpkins only go in one of these recipes. So I think for right now, I can get away with putting just a medium warehouse for pumpkins here. Which is somewhere. Where's my pumpkins? There it is. All right. I can go there, and we do have rooftop terraces over here now, so I'm not going to feel bad about that one going away. This one is waiting on tools. Okay. Well, you know, we're making good progress with that. I shouldn't feel bad because now we can actually make scrap metal. That is waiting on Masters of Metallurgy, a bunch of clay. Tools, of course. I'm surprised I got 31 metal blocks so quickly. That is very surprising. Well, maybe I shouldn't be that surprised, because I know I do have this here making metal blocks. And oh, it's done. It's done. It's done. Very good. Very good. Come on, endothermic essence. Let's go. Look, I just need 20 of it to start. I just need 20 of it. This does take kind of a long time. I probably should have built more than one of these, but, you know, just to get it started probably is better than nothing. All right, I've got 9. I've got 12. I got 12. Show me 20. The day's almost over, though, so we're probably going to have to wait until the next in-game day. And start a batch, start a batch, start a batch. Come on. Oh, I need the bamboo shoots. Do I have storage for those over here? I don't. Okay, that is a problem. Do I have storage for bamboo shoots anywhere? I technically do. It's just not over here. Is it going to allow me to build a storage right on top of this? I guess it is. All right. Minty bamboo shoots. You can go right there. That'll help out a whole lot. Oh, it stopped at 18. Come on. Well, as soon as this finishes, then I guess we can start the process of making a processor. Yeah, that's feeling pretty solid there. And then hopefully it doesn't take too long to make our first bot. That's going to be great. Seeing that thing going all over the place. It does take 1 day for it to actually be produced. I did not think we had 94 robot parts. That's actually kind of reassuring. That's good. All right, let's go. Let's go. So as soon as this goes to 21, it should start. There we go. All right, processor. Yes, I am going to sit here and watch this whole time. Take a drink of some water real quick. Water's good for you. We're getting close. All right, that's going to be a whole processor made right there, which is then going to get brought over here, and we should see this thing fire up momentarily. Yeah, there we go. There we go, folks. I don't remember this. It all started with a simple, what if I didn't have to work today? That's the goal, right? Yeah, so this is obviously going to take enough time. It's also going incredibly slowly because there's not enough power input. I wonder whose fault that one is. Spoiler alert, it's me. Do I have a button for bulk clearing of rubble? Ooh, no, that's rubble. That's not going to work. Can't demolish buildings. Can't. Wait a minute. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Where has this been all my life? It's probably been exactly there, and I've just never used it. Yes, I understand. This. Oh, yes. Oh, what a glorious day. Breaking news. Timberborn YouTuber discovers basic feature of the game that has been in the whole thing for the past 4 years. Yes, I know. I know. This is not something I should be proud of. But I will choose to be proud of it anyway. If I put this way, I can actually make use of this space a little bit better. Put another Peacock court in. This can be some more well-being stuff. Medical beds probably wouldn't be a bad thing to put up here. We also have decoration. Now that we're starting to get more metal blocks, too, we can start building some of these things. So that should be fun. How did I miss that one? Medical beds might be better along this edge, though. And pumpkin-wise, oh, hey, we have deluxe stew. How did I miss that? How did I miss that? We are making deluxe stew, and we are going through it real quickly, but we are, in fact, making deluxe stew. Now, bot-wise, we are at 30%. 30%. So, given the working hours of all these beavers here, it's probably not going to get done until the next, I think, the next day. Because remember, we are at a slower production speed from the one day here because I only have 42% of the power. But now that we have all this metal stuff, guess what? We can build another basic nuclear reactor. And there is a slight problem in that we don't have enough nuclear waste to run this. But that problem can be easily solved by pausing the centrifuge, and then that can jumpstart this nuclear reactor here. That also might be what's happened over here. Nope, there is actually still nuclear waste. And this is... Oh, of course. Okay, we got it. We got to get this tools problem solved. Got to get scrap metal. I do not have a scrap metal storage over here. Oh boy, I'm going to get myself in trouble over here. Let's put in... I know this is not technically the right way to do this, but I just have to have something over here real quick. Yeah, that would solve so many problems. Very nice. We'll leave that alone for a little bit. We ran out of mushroom stew really fast. Why is that? Okay, who's even making mushroom stew? Okay, you know, there's not really a reason for that to be out. I guess that's just a bad timing thing. Would be my best guess. But the tools are really holding us back. We have nuclear waste in there, which, you know, that's very important. But I've gotta have it over here. And this one's about to be finished, too. That's exciting. That is very exciting. All somebody has to do is come over here and take care of that. But we are about to have, folks, our very first bot in this playthrough, at least. It's going to take quite a while longer, isn't it? But it is fun to watch. 75%. Hey, guess what? Ah! Well, I guess I should have considered that the basic nuclear reactor would not work if it was flooded. You know, yeah, I kind of deserve that one. I kind of do. So... what am I going to do about this? I have all the other materials with the exception of the PhD in nuclear physics and technically all of the metal blocks to build another one here. I guess I'll just put this one this way. They do have to build it. They cannot currently reach it unless... oh, unless I do one of these stupid things. Oh, okay, that's not going to fit. That's not going to fit. That is also not going to fit because there is stuff here. Okay, what if I did this? Aha. Okay, definitely is not going to like that. Alright, well, now that we know this is a thing, I'm going to have to adopt a twofold approach. We're going to blast this down, then I can take these away, then I can take that away, then we can get that. And since this does have a building built on it, then it will emit slightly less bad water, but this one's still going to put out plenty for it to be a problem. Oh, I missed my first bot because I was busy with this. Where are you? Where are you, bot number 1? I must follow you. Holler bot 1. Look at that. Look at that. Look at him go. Super speed. Look at that. Look at that. Carrying 2 lotus flower tea. 4 out of 140 kilograms carrying capacity. Great efficiency. Great efficiency. Fantastic work. Okay, so hopefully it will find some better things to do. Okay, you know what? Yeah. Yeah, 4 scrap metal at once. That's a good choice. That's a very good choice. We're going to have more of these, obviously, as we get additional things constructed, but this alone, just having this one, oh yeah, 70 water at once, that's worth the price of admission right there. That's huge. That is fantastic. We are 31%. All right, this is ready for B for boom. Blow that thing up. There you go. Let's just grab this out of here. That means they can start building this. And then I can also get rid of this. They'll get onto that. Very good. And then they can finally start constructing this. I don't think it's going to be a huge priority. So I don't know how many more of these processors I should make before I switch recipes here. But I'm probably going to want to have at least 5 of these bots before I give up on that. I've got 2 processors in storage here. And I'm halfway through the second bot. So if I let them make 1 more processor, so that this has 3 in storage, that's... Oh, I have 2 in storage here. I have 2 in storage here, so I guess I have... I guess I do have enough at that point. I could let them build up some endothermic essence. Yeah, you know what? I need to have another PhD in nuclear physics, and this is going to take a long time. Nuclear waste also is going to be a factor. Yeah, the fuel goes for the bots, but I have enough for that. Nuclear waste. Okay, it's just the tools. The tools are a problem. Tools are definitely a problem. So I guess we'll have to just monitor this. Yeah, everything else should be okay eventually. I mean, I do have most, not all, but I do have most of this available. Yeah, the bad water number is not going to go up until we are out of this drought, but that's coming up anyway, so that's fine. Okay. And I do have that. That's fine. That's how it's supposed to be. 66% of the way done. This is still waiting on a balloon. Seriously? Ah, it still doesn't have any tools. Ugh. Come on. Come on, scrap metal storage. Come on. Please, just throw me a bone here. Alright. I'm gonna prioritize this one. I know there's been some spirited discussion about hauling prioritization priorities. Yes, I guess that's probably the right way to word that. But we gotta have scrap metal over here. We absolutely have to. Still have 107... 50 incapacitated! Ugh. Oh, no. Oh, what a mess this is. Oh, we have all the metal blocks in here. That's good. Of course, tools, clay. We have to make another master's in metallurgy. That's been known. Yeah, you know, I can't really be too upset about how this has gone. Kind of deserve all of this that's transpired here. Well, at the very least... Wait, we don't have explosives over here? No. I know we have to have explosives over here. That is, that's going to be a whole thing. Man, you know what? This is going to take a really long time to get all this bad water out of here. I mean, I have the bad water pump, which I can build easily over here and kind of take up some space, but they have to be able to get into that, and it has to be powered, which, this is technically connected to here, so I could, depending on how I wanted to have this run. Oh, there's an idea. There's an idea. The power comes in that side. Can I flip this? I can. Okay, well, I don't want to flip that. If I put this here, I just have to blast out 3, then a 4th for the doorway, then I could actually build some other stuff on top of it. Or I just say, you know what? Beavers are going to get contaminated. That's just, you know, occupational hazard. And this could help drain this in the event of something else. But I probably should just have this as low as I possibly can, given how this is laid out. Yeah, you know what? I shouldn't spend too much more time worrying about this. This is just going to be one of those things that is unfortunately going to cause problems if I think about it too much. All right, that's going to be gone. This is still the main district here, so if I have a way to get across here, that's the other district. I don't want that. This is not even connected to anything. Okay, all right. Why am I like this? Why have I made such a horrendous mire of nonsense? I just need this to go up over here. Yes, I know. I know. The ladder is not the ultimate end-all, be-all. It's just the first thing I reach for because that's all I've ever known. For the past couple years, at least. Then I'll give them a spiral staircase there. That should allow them to build just about everything I need them to build. I cannot build this here because there is a thing underneath it. That will not be a problem for long. That'll let them build all that. This will stop more bad water coming out. I mean, I could have substantially more complaints than I do. I guess that is fine. Okay, paper is a problem. Where's my paper mill? Alright, cycle 66. Okay, I have to remember exactly how this is set here. Come on, let me click on this. Come on. Hello. Please and thank you. No, not you, gravity batteries. Oh, come on. Really? There we go. Okay, that's already down to 0. That's what I wanted to check. Paper mill, paper mill, paper mill. It's milling paper. This doesn't have enough sawdust, which, you know, I do have sawdust. And, oh, hey, is this working? I guess technically yes. We're very full on bramble flowers. Wow, okay. Okay, these are ready to get exploded. Alright, easy thing right now for us to kind of improve circulation here is just to pop that in place. Pop that in place. And check on how we are looking here. We got our stairs in place. We're going to be doing that. Going to be doing that. Okay, pencil sets. Am I making pencil sets? The answer is probably no. Okay, yeah, because this is supposed to be making tools, but because we don't have scrap metal, who'd have thunk it? Oh, wow, we actually started making a balloon. Stop the presses. Okay, I've got 82 dynamite. I'm just going to swap this one over to pencil sets. Yes, I know it takes paper to make pencil sets, but I have those in stock. So I know I can, at the very least, make some pencil sets. That's going to help. I know I need to build more assembly lines. I don't know where I'm going to put those yet. Oh! Now here's something I hadn't really considered. Was that this was also going to be flooded. Well, occupational hazards, etc. Wow, only 29 incapacitated beavers. That's a good thing. I bet it was probably beavers who were dirty. I didn't check. I should have checked, but I did not. Okay, deluxe stew is non-existent because why? I've got all the ingredients. That just because they ate it? That's a good problem to have if that's what it was. I mean, supply on this stuff is actually looking kind of good. I just need them to actually make it. Ah, it was water. Alright, that's fine. Oh, we're already at an hour. I gotta get a move on here. I'm continuing to make robots. This is honestly, for the most part, it's fine. Bad water will come in time, especially after I build this mess, but I don't know how fast they're going to get to that. This is very low on water. Actually, that's kind of concerning how low that is. Not concerning enough for me to, reroute my entire life around it. What was I looking for? I've already forgotten. Ooh, screw press axles might be a problem in a little bit. That can't be made there. That has to be made in the factory. Okay, let's turn that back on. Once again, tools are the arch nemesis here. Hydrogen, I've got plenty of... I don't really have a storage for hydrogen. I mean, I've got the gas tank for methane, which is good, so I guess I just keep that on hydrogen. Yeah, this is really good progress on this. I'm very happy with that, except for the nuclear physics that has been held up by bad water. But the bad water numbers are going up, so that's fine. Paper obviously is going to be what it's going to be. That's going to take some time. Oh, I wanted to click on this. Come on. Okay, this is waiting on explosives. Well, I have it, so why are we waiting? Just slow. Well, I got 4 bots at the very least. That is tremendously helpful. This is probably a good time to start ending the episode, but I really wanted to make sure. That I had fixed a couple of things, and I think the deluxe stew not being quite as good of a production is a problem. So I don't know, should I just build another mechanized kitchen house for it? Probably yes. Because I've got 2 for the mushroom stew, I've got 2 for fried rice, and you know what? Yeah, let's just do that. Let's just do that. It's going to be easier anyway. Which does mean, yes, I'm going to need to have a ladder up here. And then I probably should have a another storage over here for... I've got to check my ingredients again. Honestly, the mushrooms probably should have a big storage. So I will give them one. And then this one that has mushrooms can be turned into something else. But we need to plant more pumpkins. That has been true for quite some time. I don't really have a lot of great places to put those. You know what? Honestly, I think the amount of cabbages we have here is probably fine. This is all in range. This shouldn't, unless something incredibly stupid happens, should not become contaminated, which means I fully expect it to become contaminated at the earliest possible opportunity. I can put 4 pumpkins here, and I can put 8 pumpkins here. I can put 12 pumpkins here. So I'll let them, you know, just keep harvesting those. This is all in range of the large farmhouse, so that's fine. So as they pull these cabbages out of the ground to be used, then I can replace them with pumpkins at some time of convenience. Come back to that in a little bit. And they're going to have to build that after they build that, which means they have to have that, which means this has to have another thing. But at the very least, we are, well, we seem to be finally out of the whole, oh, we can't do anything because I haven't done anything thing that you can't ever escape from. Negative feedback loop, I think, is the term I'm looking for there. Yeah, we're looking good. Almost halfway to the paper. Almost halfway to the pencil sets. That, of course, is going to take some time. Endothermic essence is being slowly produced, which is good to have a backlog of that. Minty bamboo shoots. Oh, this needs to be blown up. Beep, boom. So now this guy can get to... I thought they could get to that. Maybe it's just because they're not at work. That has to reset when they actually show up to the office in the morning. That's fine. That's fine. They still haven't picked up enough of these, so maybe I should have just gotten rid of them. And once again, scrap metal is the problem. Well, this is supposed to be making scrap metal, and it says 0 because it doesn't have iron ore. Am I out of drill bits? I am not out of drill bits. So what is the issue with the iron ore? Is it blocked up by... Ah, yes. It's blocked up by dirt. Well, that's a deep subject. I guess I just have to send my builders back out here to get all that garbage done. This is waiting on... Really? It's been waiting on tools this whole time? Man. Okay. Well, I really would have loved to get this started at the very least, but I don't think it's going to happen. So, yeah, unfortunately, I think this is going to have to be where I let this episode end. So, I really appreciate you guys watching this series. I know it's been kind of slow progress for the last, I don't know, 10, 12 episodes. But we finally got hauler beavers. Well, they're bots, technically, but I got hauler bots. we are in the process of building the 3rd nuclear power plant, which is fantastic news. And we're slowly solving some small problems here and there and tackling things that you guys want to see done. So I hope at least some of this was satisfying. And I know there's still tons and tons and tons of stuff to get done. We have 4 series active now, and I have this other thing I'm doing over on the train channel. So attention is very divided. I understand that, but I think we are finally getting to a point where this is less of a slog and more of a, hey, cool, we can actually get into some of the late game stuff, which is always fun. So, of course, your support makes it possible. Beard Boosters especially, subsidizing the channel. Some of them for over 2 years consecutive, which is just completely unbelievable to me that people would be that invested in something. But it's truly the support of those people that keeps everything going here, both on and off of YouTube for me. It's just the stability afforded by those folks, making sure that I don't have to worry quite so much about the algorithm being either very kind or very unkind to me. It's great. And I don't have to do sponsorships or anything like that. So we can just have fun playing the games. I just always want to make sure I acknowledge those folks. And, of course, you guys here who aren't part of that, even if this is the only video you watch, you have made a substantial contribution to the community here just by being you. And I'm glad that you're here. So whatever it is you're doing with the rest of your day, stay safe, have fun, and we'll see you again soon for more beavers. Take care, friends. Bye-bye.